who is Tailei Qi in terms of what is on the Applied Physical Sciences webpage. But as I mentioned, WRAL's Sarah Kruger has been digging into that. She joins us live on Williams Circle in Chapel Hill. So Sarah, break this down. Who is this person?
Chris, right, just to set up first where we are, again, we are on Williams Circle. This is where we have that exclusive video of the suspect being taken into custody and of police searching this home right here behind me, which now you can see is not taped off any longer. Things out here in this neighborhood now back to normal. As you mentioned, we've been looking into the background of this suspect, Tailei Qi. We know he is a second-year PhD student at UNC. He joined what's known as the Yan Research Group in January of 2022, and at UNC he studies what sounds like some very complicated science: nanoparticle synthesis, light matter interaction, spectra analysis, and machine learning. He has a master's degree in material science and engineering. That is from LSU, and he has a bachelor's degree in physics. That's from Wuhan University in China. On his LinkedIn page, he says he likes running and hiking. He was an 800-meter champion and sixth place of the 1,500-meter years ago. He plays badminton, tennis, and table tennis. We also were looking at his Twitter page and going through some of his old tweets, and what we found there, he talks about loneliness, wanting to make some friends. He also talks about bullying being a problem in America. We will continue to go through all of this and bring you what we learn. Chris and Lena.
And Sarah, have you been able to talk to any more neighbors? I know Aaron was focusing his camera on that blue home behind you. Do we know any connection to that blue home at this point?
Lena, we don't. I know Aaron talked to a number of neighbors out here who said they do not recognize this man. They do not believe that he lives in this neighborhood. We're about 1.5 miles from campus, and I just got to the scene about 5 minutes ago. So after this live report, I will go see what I can learn from neighbors. But right now, his connection, if any, to this neighborhood is really unclear.
All right, Sarah Kruger, live for us on Williams Circle. Please check in as soon as you learn anything new. A lot new, though, in terms of her scrubbing his social media. Certainly the part about loneliness and conversations around bullying in this country.
Yeah, and we had seen some of those posts as well, you know, in the newsroom as we were looking in. But again, Sarah digging a little deeper into what exactly may have been his social media history, a LinkedIn profile as well, kind of breaking down a little bit about what he is into in terms of studying. We know that, again, on the website, the Applied Physical Sciences website, they kind of have some more details as well. And as Sarah mentioned, that he also has it listed that he had once attended Louisiana State University as well as Wuhan University over in China. But we still have a lot of questions we're trying to get with this. For example, why this faculty member? You know, what is the motive behind this? What led up to this, all of it? Again, on your screen, we have the suspect there sitting on the ground with police there. Again, that is Tailei Qi. We just really are trying to get more from investigators during a press conference that hopefully begins soon. But again, I think a lot of people right now asking why.
Right.
Why?
Right, yeah. So soon into the start of the school year. Was this planned? Was this just an impulsive situation? We don't know that, as you're seeing the video that we have of him being put in that patrol car. So here again, we've been following this now for a few hours. This first alert coming out just after 1 o'clock. We should say again, campus police, Alert Carolina, UNC officials have given the all clear. Campus is now safe. Students are able to walk about freely. Classes remain canceled for the rest of the evening, as you can imagine, as there's a massive investigation unfolding. We're waiting to hear from officials there at Carolina Inn for any new information, any more information about what unfolded. Again, but we have learned that this was a fatal shooting. One faculty member, according to sources we talked to, has died.
And we're hopefully trying to get information of who that person is. And as we continue to stay with this story, please stay with WRAL. We will continue to try to get breaking information on our airs and online as soon as possible. We'll see you at 5 o'clock in a couple minutes.